Check, check, check. Just making sure the mic levels are okay. We had a little technical difficulty earlier, so I'm going to try this again here. We'll get started shortly. We'll track them. All right, so in this live stream, we're going to continue taking a look at some of my favorite country records. This is all in promo for my recent course release, Music Theory for the Country Guitarist. In this course, I break down the cage system and how I use it and apply it to the fretboard in the context of classic country intros, turnarounds, and outros. So what I do is I look at the cage system, how it relates to pentatonics spanning across the fretboard, as well as double stops and then common embellishments on double stops. So it really takes all these ingredients and then puts them in those contexts of kind of emulating steel and electric guitar intros and outros and turnarounds. So if that's something you're interested, you want to kind of learn more about the fretboard and how it works and how it's connected from one position to the next in a musical context, this is the course for you for that. So with this series of things, what I've been doing is kind of coming in and taking a look at where I've learned all these ideas from. So we've covered some Lloyd Green from a Johnny Paycheck record. We covered Red Volkart from a Hay Bell record. Now we're going to take a look at Norm Hamlet and Roy Nichols, who are the steel and electric guitarists for Merle Haggard. And this record that I want to feature today is the I'm a Lonesome Fugitive record. This is a great one with tons of steel guitar and guitar interplay. At times, it's hard to discern which one is which because they're just kind of trading licks and there's a lot of cool ideas going on. So what I want to do in this lesson is take a look at the intro to Someone Told My Story. This is an intro in the key of A. We're going to be working from a 1-4-1-1 to a 1-5-1-1 turnaround. So that in the key of A is A, D, A, A to A, E, A, A. So I'll play it for you and then break down how it relates to our caged chords, our pentatonics, and our double stops. All right, so let's break down this intro. We are going to be working out of our G chord shape. This is in this first position here, going to look like this, but we're going to put it all the way up the octave between the 14th and 17th frets. So we have this little pickup going E, A, B. So that with pentatonics is 5, 1, 2. And then I'm going to bend the B up to a C sharp. So the 2 becomes the major third, the C sharp. And I'm going to hold down with my pinky the E and A on the second and first string. So I have this rake kind of going backwards. So I'm going to go and just bend up a whole step. So I have. Now to set up the A7, which leads to the D, I'm going to do the same type of bend, but I'm going to drop the A down to a G, the flat 7. So now I have. And the way I grab this one is I use my first finger on the first string, my third finger on the second string, and then my middle finger on the third string. So that is an A7 chord, like that, but with the bend. So I have. And then I'm going to bring it down to the D chord that the rest of the band's playing underneath. This is the 4. And I'm going to come down to the D chord G shape, right? This is between 7th and 10th frets. So I'm just going to play that major bend again. I'm going to grab the 10th frets on the second and first string, and then the 9th fret on the third string. So that's D, A, and then E. That E is the second of D. We're going to bend it up to the major third. And then on the record, he does some kind of more rakes and then some kind of just like finger picking of getting that and just kind of playing a few times. So we could do like to release back. Something like that's going to approximate the sound. So we have. Releasing it right back down. And then I'm going to come up to my A chord right here. This is out of the C chord shape. I've got a triad, E, A, C sharp. And And I'm going to play it and then add my suspension. That's a really common suspension in that shape, and just a common suspension in country music in general. That's adding the D or the fourth. So I'm just playing something along those lines, and cover those suspensions in the course as related to the chord shapes and the double stops there. So that's going to take us through the 1, 4, 1, 1. So all together we have a 1, 2. All right. Now we're going to kind of go more into kind of guitar territory, and we're doing some single notes here. I'm going to move back up into my G chord shape here, the A chord. And we're going to play a 15-11, A, E, A, A. So I'm going to hammer on from the D to the E twice, and maybe give a little vibrato. That's something that's pretty reminiscent of Roy Nichols and James Burton, some expression there. And I'm going to play the A. Nice kind of staccato A on the 17th fret of the first string. And I'm going to pre-bend B up to a C sharp and release it to the A, and do the same thing again to the E, and that's highlighting the E chord underneath. And then I'm going to play, so E on the 17th fret, pre-bend that B again, release it. Sometimes I'll do the F sharp, the 6th. So what we have there is 1. I'm going to drop this all down an octave, come back to this position and play. So I've got that A, C, just nudging it up a quarter and doing the same thing an octave lower. A, C, A. So that whole second part, the 15-11, will be like this. All right, so one more time all together, and I'll leave you to, if you're interested in learning more of these steel guitar emulations, I've got a course called Emulating the Pedal Steel Guitar. I'll put the link in the description below, as well as my most recent course, Music Theory for the Country Guitarist. And join me next week, and we'll take a look at some more of my favorite classic country records and how I've taken some of these ideas and incorporated them into my own playing. At the same time, getting to know the fretboard more and being able to see how it all connects one to another. Thank you all.